Hey, so it is the day before Thanksgiving, which I understand to be a pretty busy bar night. And believe it or not, I've got the night off. And I was thinking maybe I could go out and hear some other DJs and get inspired for a change, rather than just giving in to comfort every night, watching movies, playing video games, or whatever. I'm going to go out and I'm going to expand my understanding of this art. So if I ain't the usual stuff to worry about on a night out when I'm the one DJing, like worrying about what songs to play, prep work, what the venue expects of me, I can leave that all up to the people I'll be seeing. And all I got to worry about is staying awake. I woke up super early today. I think I fell asleep at like 11:30. I was watching The Mummy 2, and I think I thought this was the same movie as Scorpion King. I was just waiting for The Rock to come back on screen, and it wasn't happening. So I ended up falling asleep super early, and it's going to be a long day. It's like 4 o'clock. I'm already done with a full day of studio work, just kind of walking around town for a couple hours already now. So hopefully I'll make it late and I'll hear a lot of DJs. But even if I don't, even if I make it out to 1 o'clock, I'll consider that a success. Now, if this isn't something you already do on the regular, you need to start doing it. Because if you don't hear other DJs, you're going to fall off. You're going to become irrelevant. Your sets are going to get stale. At least that's what I tell myself as a threat to make sure I follow through with these plans every time I do. But it is a very real threat. So get out, hear some other DJs, even if you're in the event space, even if you're a wedding DJ, go out, find a buddy who's got a wedding, offer to help him out, and hopefully get a little money for it. But go shadow him for the event, just hear how he does it. No matter how experienced you are, you can always benefit from hearing somebody else do it, even somebody who's worse than you, or worse than you in your own mind. I'm sure they have some angle at which they approach this that you can take something away from. So I urge you to do the same. I think we're gonna have a fun night out, and I'll show you some clips from it, and then we'll check in after, talk about what my takeaways were, and hopefully have a good list of songs that I discovered or discovered a renewed interest in playing. Hey, finally made it out into the city. Feels like I've been awake forever at this point. Finally made my first stop though. Stopped into my guy Marco Penta at this spot called Acme. Very cool club. He was laying down a great vibe. Got a couple cool vibey tracks from him. It's cool catching up with him. Cool, like-minded dude. But I'm not gonna take any videos of a super early nightclub because you don't do that. You get the video when the club is fullish, or you don't at all. But he was laying down a great vibe, and there were a ton of people outside, so I think he's got a good night in store for him. I think we're headed out to Hoboken after this. Got a couple buddies playing out there. See what's going on out that way. Birch is a vibe. Two-Face were killing it in there, tearing it up. I'm gonna go check out my buddy Mick Regan over at Fat Taco next. Hey, Fat Taco was lit. Mick Regan was killing it. I would have stayed for longer, but my line skipping cred there only got me so far. Bouncer was like, yeah, we kind of believe you. Let you in as long as you're in and out. So I was in there for like maybe 20 minutes. I had to leave. Didn't have to leave, but I made good on my promise to be in and out. And so we're headed over to the next place, hopefully. We can sneak in before it closes and cap the night off with one more stop. Also, I'm currently 0 drinks in and feeling fantastic. Well, it was great seeing my man Ivan El Patron at the spot, the Shannon, I think it was called. The club was starting to wind down by the time I got there. I know the door guy was starting to turn people down, but he was holding up that energy, and it was cool. It was cool in there, and it was good seeing him. Good buddy of mine. One of those guys I don't see nearly often enough. But tell you what, I'm glad I came out, and I'm weirdly not even tired yet. I've been up for damn near 24 hours, feels like. But it's the power of not drinking, I guess. Hey, it is a gorgeous day in the park, and I figured it was a good time to touch base on that night off that I had. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a little while ago, but I've still got my notes from that night when it was fresh in my mind, and we're gonna work off that. I'm gonna talk about what my takeaways were. Get this hair out of my face. My first stop was at Acme, where I stopped in on my guy Marco Penta. Now, it was super early night, like the club hadn't even really started to fill in much at all. But it was cool to just hang out and talk to him. Interesting dude with a lot of good insight on the biz. He's been in it for a while. And it's good to talk to those kinds of people. Swap notes, see what he's got going on. But he hit some really good vibey tracks early on. Bee Gees, More Than a Woman, SG's Paradise Edit, nice. And Sister Sledge, Thinking of You, Dimitri from Paris remix. Got both of those off him. Very cool edits to play like in a kind of a chill vibe. You know, shit, I still get a little insecure when I like admit I don't know like a remix or a song. Not much though. I remember when earlier in my career, I remember when somebody would like reference a song I don't know, I'd just be like, oh yeah, good song, yeah, I play that. Even if I'd never heard of it in my life, like I just didn't want to sound like I don't know the obvious song. But nowadays I'm pretty secure in where I'm at. I don't give a fuck. I'll let you know if I don't know a song, and I'll ask you what it is, ask for the edit. No shame in my game. So from there, shot over to Hoboken, where Two-Face was playing at Birch. And it was a nice night at Birch. It was nice and full, the energy was high, and they were ripping shit. The moment I got in the room, just quick mixing, big energy, hip hop, EDM, Latin, like sing-along stuff, a little bit of everything. And first track I really noticed, like right in the door, they were playing Forever by Drake. Now, that sounds like an obvious song, I know, but I had kind of just dropped it out of my sets for a while. I don't know why. I still play a good amount of just throwback Drake hits. But you know how that goes? Like sometimes you just like, the connection just kind of gets lost in your mind, and you just like forget to play a song for like a couple of years, and then you're like, oh yeah, this song, it's still good. I stopped playing it for no particular reason. That was Forever. So played that since. It's a great track. People still like it. Next up, oh yeah, they played this Carnival remix. It's the Zanny Wolf remix of Kanye, Carnival. And what a crazy ass remix. That's such a cool take on the song. And it works in elements of Mo Bamba in a really creative way. And it killed at their gig. I think structurally it has some stuff I'd really like to re-edit. Really like to chop it up a little bit for optimal reaction, or at least optimal reaction for the way I like to play. But sonically, a lot of good stuff to work with there. So, nice remix from Zanny Wolf. And then Love Me Again by, is that John Newman? And this is a song, I don't think I'd played Love Me Again much, like, since the song came out. Like, I made a funk edit of it just for, like, vibey stuff. But I don't think I've played that, like, much at all in, like, any sort of dance floor set. But people were singing the sing-along a lot. And I think it was their bootleg of the song. Not gonna lie, I did a little peek at the screen, and sure enough it said Two-Face, so I'm probably gonna hit him up for that one. But great track. And then I cut out a little early. I wanted to catch my man McReekin playing over at Fat Taco. Great DJ, great Latin DJ. He does all kinds of stuff though, he's versatile, but he crushes Fat Taco. So I popped in there, and like it was full, and the bouncer was like, yeah, you want to pop in and like say hi to your guy, like do it, just be in and out quick. So I didn't get to stick around as long as I wanted in this room, which is a shame, because he was just moving, mixing fast, working the mic. I wrote down a handful of songs, and they feel kind of obvious though. I don't know if they're obvious, but they feel kind of obvious to people who play more Latin music. So I'm I'm even a little embarrassed to admit what I had on the list. I'm gonna be like, you guys ever hear this one? Gasolina, man, that's fire. It's not that bad, but there was one kind of similar to Forever that I just dropped out of my set like arbitrarily that I kind of want to start playing again. Que Para Mi Amiga. I used to play that all the time when I was just quick mixing like up-tempo Latin, and for some reason just dropped out of my set. Maybe bringing it back. And a couple other notes. Look those up later. Then after that, shot over, wanted to catch my man Ivan El Patron before the night was over, and it was getting pretty late. I ran over to the Shannon where he was playing at, and the bouncer was like, yeah, you're not getting in. I was like, can I just stop in, say hey to my guy Ivan? And he was like, wow, why didn't you say so? Ivan's family, come on in. So I guess they really love Ivan over there. The man's in good standing at the Shannon. And I went right in and hung out with him for a while. And the club was just starting to thin out by that point. And like I said, they weren't letting people in. So but he was keeping the energy up, and he was doing a good job at it. Like people were still pretty engaged considering how late it was and how like starting to thin out the crowd was by that point. There was really the one biggest takeaway I had was this remix of Show Me Love, the Fisher remix. Oh, this is nice. I looked it up. Apparently it's unreleased, but DeVille had made an edit of it that I'm assuming he got off of Club Killers, which even I get behind on Club Killers sometimes. Need to go grab that one for myself. But that is a nice remix. But the takeaways that you get from these nights are much more than just like, oh, this song and this song work. It's more just like the whole philosophy of DJing and the whole, I guess, the experience of witnessing it as a member of the crowd and watching the way somebody else reacts is so much more valuable than just like grabbing a couple songs. It can really like refresh your outlook and help you kind of attack this artistic task from a different angle. And it's gonna help you break some plateaus and stuff. I remember there was this one wedding I did for a friend of mine, and afterwards they were like, hey, you want to come out and like hang out at the bar with us afterwards? And I was pretty tired, but I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And this is this random bar in Lake Geneva, and there's this dude, Mike Mantis, who was DJing at this bar. Crazy DJ. He was just nuts. He was super artistic, like just doing like live mashups and stuff, and just the way his flow worked really just got me thinking about my own flow. And well, I'm not like ripping off Mike Mantis. I'll certainly like, take 0.5% of his DJ DNA and splice it into mine. And I did a little bit of that on my night out in Hoboken. Like every time you hear another DJ, it's a little bit of that. Just works into your style, just makes you better, makes you more well-rounded. So I know I had a good time and I got a lot out of this night. And I highly, highly recommend you guys start doing the same, because it's gonna make you progress so much faster as a DJ if you're seeing other DJs regularly. Oh, and one thing I really want to add, if you have not just been out as a member of a dance floor, like not as a DJ, but just as somebody out on the dance floor trying to have fun in a while, go out and do that now. You need that perspective. Go take a date out to a bar and just go dance to the songs the DJ's playing and have fun with it. And it'll remind you of that perspective. If you're always just on the inside of this thing, like analyzing it as a DJ, you're missing that whole valuable perspective of our customers and how they feel doing it. I know a lot of people like kind of age out of this if they stop drinking, but that doesn't mean you can't go out and just try to have fun while the DJ is playing. It's going to remind you like why we do this in the first place. And I think you're going to have fun. And I think you're going to have a much more well-rounded outlook from that as well.